Well, today I have a surprise for you. I'll be speaking to someone from Botswana. I've been telling you a lot about Botswana on my Facebook page. Today, I have the opportunity to speak to someone from there who will be sharing a lot about that country. Take a look.
I'm Basetsana Kapaya. I'm from Accra. I am a Motswana living in Ghana. I'm from Botswana. Yeah.
For how long have you been in Ghana?
I've been here for 2 years. I'm actually an MPhil student in climate change and sustainable development. Where I come from, it's very hot, and we have summer and winter. Then in Ghana, there are like 2 seasons, the dry season and the wet season. And this year, it was much different from last year. It was so crazy. It's like we've been having a lot of rainfall, and funny enough, I've been using my blanket in Ghana, and it's like, oh wow. So it's been so different, like, oh okay, because Ghana is very hot, but not that hot. But my place is very, very hot. Because this year, they even, like some part of the country, were recording 41 degrees Celsius. So you can imagine how hot it is.
So how do you cope with this situation? The fact that you experience severe weather conditions, too much heat waves and the rest. How do you cope?
Yeah, usually we call it a heat wave. So when there's a heat wave happening, the meteorological agency usually warn the people. We get messages on we have to drink a lot of water, we have to wear our hats, we have to use umbrellas for the heat. So those are some of the things that we do we use our fans. So that's it. Most of the time we have to drink a lot of water. So that's the lifestyle that I've adopted from my country. Like even now, you can see me holding my water bottle because it's very important for us to always be holding our water bottles, to be drinking our water, to stay hydrated. There were incidents whereby, I remember there was an incident whereby a lady, I heard that she went to the filling station, like to buy bread, then she left her children in the car. Then she forgot to open the windows. When she came back, the children were dead. They suffocated inside because of the heat. It was not even that long, like not even hours, just some few minutes. The heat becomes so much. Even this year, we were voting in October, so there was an incident where I had an old man who was waiting in the line to vote. Then he died because of the heat. So they were advising people as you are going there, please wear your hat, use your umbrella, drink more water to stay hydrated so that you avoid fainting and people dying. So a lot of cases where children they just fall in school during the heat waves. Like it's a very serious thing. So, yeah.
So do you have measures being put in place to be able to mitigate these things, or you just have to do your own?
You have to adapt. Like, how do you mitigate heat waves? How do you mitigate that? You understand? So it's something that we have learned to adapt to the situation because it's something that has been happening in the country. Like the way we are like mainly a desert, so usually we experience a lot of heat. So yeah.
So do you have forests, river bodies, oceans? Do you have them?
It's a landlocked country. Botswana is a landlocked country. So we don't have any water body, but we have the Okavango Delta. Yeah. And we have the Gaborone Dam, which is that's where our water source is from, like for the country and stuff. Yeah.
So how?
And it's funny enough that Botswana is like mainly a desert, but we have a lot of wildlife. And currently this year, it has not been so easy for the animals because Botswana, we experience less rainfall. So animals in the north side of the country, like the elephants, the cattle, that side of the country, like there have been like severe drought. So one person has even opted to provide food for the animals, and there's another NGO which is providing water for the animals right now because the water is really scarce in that area because of the drought. So even our currency, it's Pula. Pula means rain. Even in our meetings, after we finish, we say Pula, like we are believing God to give us rain. Like we believe so much, like we need so much rain because you can't do anything without water. Like really water shortage to a point whereby my son was a few months old, so I'll bath my son, and the water that I use to bath my son, That's the same water that I use to bath. And even the water utilities, they had an advert which was going around that if it's mellow, you shouldn't flush, but when it's brown, you flush. Meaning that when you pee, don't flush, but when you do number 2, that's when you can flush so that you can save water. To a point whereby we had to like reuse our water for watering the plants and everything. Like we had to do whatever that it takes to save the water that we have. The water utilities have the slogan saying "Somarla Toti." Toti means like a drip of water, like every drip counts. So you need to save the little drip that you have. But we were blessed in 2017, to another, like a country like Mozambique. It was a crisis for them during the Hurricane Dineo. For us, it was a blessing because Hurricane Dineo brought a lot of rainfall to us. Then our dam was now back to 100%. Yeah. I missed my son. I missed the environment. Like, sometimes in Botswana, you cool down during the winter season, you understand? So here it's like, it's hot throughout. And I also missed our food. And I missed a lot of things. And customer service, like, the most thing that I get from people in Ghana is that I smile a lot. So when you go to my country, we smile a lot. And the problem I have here, I love Ghana. That's it.
Do you regret?
Botswana, I'm blessed to be born in Botswana, you understand? Like imagine right now having to, like when you finish your senior school and you do very well, the government sponsors you. After sponsoring, you get allowance every month. You understand? You're getting, they pay for your school fees, then you get paid for being in school. What is that? Like, who wouldn't want to live in a country like that? You understand? You go to the hospital, like most of our things are like literally free. I feel we are the most privileged children in Africa. Like I feel our government loves us so much. Other people will think that we are spoiled. To a certain extent we are spoiled, but I feel we are loved so much.
Water. And definitely there should be some direct link between that and food.
We don't have
water. You don't have rain. How do you farm? How do you get food?
We have our cattle. We are very rich in cattle. Very, very rich in cattle. We have a lot of cattle. We produce a lot of beef.
How do they survive?
That one, God only knows how they survive. And they're the most, when I compare cattle in Ghana, they're thin compared to the cattle in Botswana, where we experience less rainfall. That's a mystery that God only knows how it's like that. So.
Apart from the fact that you used one water to bath your child and yourself, have you ever gone through a situation where you woke up and there's no water?
A jerry can, yeah, you need to have those things. So you can not be in a place and you're not having anything to save water. A lot.
How many? 20, 30, 40?
I'll say maybe 10.
10 of them?
Yeah.
For you and your child?
Yeah, and my family, yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
What desert soil,
yes.
You understand? So how do you grow plants from that soil? But there are other places which are like fertile for growing crops. But most of us, it's like sandy soil. You know, there's loam, there's clay. Most of us are sandy soil. So, yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. For them is that coming to Ghana, I've learned a lot. Most Ghanaians are open-minded. They think outside the box. So what I will say is that we shouldn't look at our challenges as a problem. We should use it as an opportunity. Right now, we have adapted to the fact that we have a water challenge. Then what? Like we have grown in this country that we love so much. The government has done so much for us. Like I'm said, I went to school for free. I got paid to go to school. So what do we do to pay them back? We can pay them back by coming up with initiatives that will help us to have water and have water for the country. And also come up with things that will help like the country to produce food for itself. Because most of our food we import from South Africa. Yeah, so that's all I have.